Life rarely gives second chances, so it's interesting we get one here in our campaign. We had arrived too little too late to save Merrick. We got a haul to make sure his death is prevented. Last campaign, I forgot to mention, we checked the crime scene, so to speak, and the detective worked a little to see that Merrick didn't get murdered. He suicided. Like a part of the sturdy mountain wall got worked over. Like, oh, these are hand axe marks. These were walled off for safety as well, so this was a plan. Like, he was at this for who knows how long, trying to chip away at this thing. Give Merrick the height and distance needed to leap to his own demise. So with our second chance, we arrive early to try and talk some sense into Merrick before the jump, who is visibly frazzled and ain't much for new people. We want to know what happened. Why is that golden device so important? Why did you want us to deliver this to you? And he took that as a hostile reproach and was like, how do you know about that? Blah, blah, blah. And so many words. Initiative. Which, for those who don't know, initiative is the declared word by the DM's discretion or decision to... It's the one-word answer for, okay, the fight has now started. Roll a d20 to determine when you go do things from 20 on down high, from high to low. So yeah, initiative is, combat. Now, with the 0 HP to incapacitate and then saving throws to determine whether or not one lives or dies works in our favor. Because don't want this guy's life, we just want to... But yeah, it just mentions, 0 is 0, he's down. We can make sure he's not at risk, we can stabilize him. Tie his ass up and make him talk. This is all in town, by the way. Guards are going to come if this battle persists too long, or our questioning does, so the time for planning is over. Enough talk. Fights on! And fights in D&D are usually, I guess, to the DM's discretion, either like increments of like 6 seconds or like a minute. This campaign, the former, keep combat fast and tight. So Brother's Kid, the artificer, fires at him with like some explosive device or gun of some sort. Yeah. Cobbling up gun before actual one is even invented. Gladly misses, so... Alright, warning shot, so... I think Merrick was, like, about to cast a spell or do something now. Level 2 monk over here, so I got access to 2 things. The first is unarmored movement, which, if I'm okay just wearing, like, myself, monks don't need armor. They got the robes and, they are the weapon, especially later on. Unarmored movement allows... to move an additional 10 feet in a round, and every 4 or so levels, you add another 5 feet to that addition. So yeah, instead of 10 feet, it's 15, 20. And that's a free move action on your part to get into position to attack. To run or dash, you double that move speed at the expense of your attack. But I'm a level 2 monk. Brings me to the second thing I unlock. Key points. 1 for each level. So one of my 2 key points is spent on a move called Step of the Wind to do a dash as a bonus action. So I can run right over and still get to make an attack. Just one though. I mostly use my bonus action to make a second attack. I know at some point I'll be able to do 2 attacks a turn. I think 5th or 6th level I'm doing 2 attacks. Then I'm thinking, okay, 2 attack, and then as my bonus action maybe do a 3rd or something? Who knows? But yeah, so far it's short sword for normal in one hand and a short sword for the bonus in the other. A d6 each time. But back to the movement. Normal speed is 30 feet for a turn. Unarmored movement gives me that plus 10 for 40. Doing the dash action or the Step of the Wind doubles that number, so 80 feet in 6 seconds of a... And still get to swing. Like I said, they make mention of it being sacrificing your attack if you do that normally. But yeah, as a bonus action, I just have to spend one of my 2 key points to do it. I think it's dash or disengage, which is get away from an enemy if you're in combat. I don't know if you can do that for free and get away from danger in that regard, but yeah, you can. But yeah, I'm on him. Wasn't expecting that. Boom, down he goes. Guards arrive as we're about to detain Merrick. We get nothing from him even after we stabilized him. he teleports or something like that and breaks through. I think he blinked in and out as he moved on his turn. I got next, so my 40 plus beats his 30. Down again he goes. Tie him up this time. Enough rope between some party members to do that. Still nothing, but a little more cooperative. At least enough to take a look at that golden cylinder when we bring that out. And when he sees that, it's like, oh. Huh. Starts to snap out of his, like, frazzledness and comes to. Like, we're supposed to deliver this to you. What the fuck is it? And he starts repeating, all the time in the world. All the time in the world. We show him a flyer for his crafting and antique shop. Oh, you were sent here. Oh no, that means I failed here too. All the time in the world. Just before the guards get here, one of us messes with the cylinder. It winds up like a music box. Starts to play. Some of us not super close enough to the device see the ones who were. Have also just blinked from one side to the other of this cliff area. Oh, where'd you go? This cylinder's a time stoppage device. But in all that, it's only temporary. The guards do arrive. Clearly see me take out Merrick with that second hit. It's like, oh shit, what are you doing? Remember, we stabilized. He's not fully healed. So like me in that last campaign, he was up at 1 HP. All I needed to do was to close the distance and, roll to hit. You hit him. Okay, down he goes. Like, I can skip the damage step. And anything for, like, punches is D4. Later on, the monk turns that, that damage will increase, a D4 or 4-sided dice. Later on becomes a D6. I think it caps at, like, a D12 or something like that. Like, yeah, my fists are registered as lethal weapons. Yeah, a D12 is pretty lethal. You gotta be, like, really, really high level, though. I don't know. So we try to explain what we're doing. Oh, he's a friend of ours, blah, 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 so-and-so. No avail. We get that whole, oh, this rowdy fight happened in our peaceful town. We gotta throw them all in jail. Make them spend the night in the pokey. Yeah, that sort of thing. So I get my chance to meditate and restore my spent key point. You gotta spend a short or long rest, 30 minutes of that to meditate and regain your key points. Huge commotion outside. Merrick all bloodied up, busts us out of prison. He's like, oh, he's wearing several guards and he's armed with whatever weapon he could get. And I'm looking at him at my DM, is he squaring up? Older brother says, no, he's not looking at you. I'm like, I ain't playing with you. I dropped him twice in the span of minutes. We were born in that neighborhood of Philadelphia. Well, it's all the weird neighborhood of Philadelphia now, I would imagine. Does he want round 3 or not? What's up? I got my key point back. If I put him, you know what I mean? What's happening? But no, America acknowledges us. Hey, you guys look capable. Maybe you can succeed where I failed. It's all Zazim's fault, he tells us. He did this. He brought him here. It's all his fault. Sounds like a little slave boy succumbed and got all vengeful. Simple but effective villain backstory. Revenge, that sort of thing. So now we have an enemy in Zazim who caused all the purple whatever last encounter, which culminated in our first deaths, which, again, we remember that happening. We're okay, but we felt the death. Merrick or the delivery, I forget, again, sorry, I'm lost on the details sometimes. You have to forgive me, it's been like a couple months. Merrick, I think, gives us coins in 3 separate amounts and tells us, make it over to this part of the city, or like the central part of the city, before that purple happens again, or whatever. Implying he's done this before. Like, perfectly, he knew the second that this happened. So, okay, the guards are going to come through this door at this time now. Very Groundhog's Day, like 10, 9, 8, car, 6, 5, quarters, like straight up. Gust of wind, dog barks, cue the guards. So we effortlessly escape, effortlessly get our weapons, get in and out where we need to be. We ask if he knows where Zazim is right now. His reply is, he is now. Couldn't stop him then, tried many times. Zazim's it now. I can't stop now. You could try to stop now. That's why I got you here. I can't stop now. very rambly, plus my dog shit memory at the exactest, minutest details. Play the cylinder at the town. We see exactly what Merrick meant by now. Massive tower out the fuck of nowhere just appears before us. Outside garden, everything is massive. Somehow Zazim, or whoever, mastered a way to make this whole dungeon exist in its own time frame, and whatever the hell else is in it. Us going in, that will now include us. So now we're in this, like, pocket dimension of, like, a second in time, just, like, we're it now. That's what... More story than fighting this particular campaign, but yeah, just everybody getting to do some more cool shit now that we're all second level. You really start to open things up at second level. Kind of differentiate from just like, oh, we're just like guys with weapons and stuff like that. Like second level, it's like, okay, now you're started on this path. Third level for monks, I think, is even further than that. But that's enough for whatever timey-wimey stuff will await us in this tower/dungeon run to talk about next time on Tales of Roleplay.